Lost alien girl traded her mother's necklace for water, but what he saw left him speechless. The twin suns hung low over the dunes, painting the desert in shades of dying gold and bruised crimson. Daniel Cross trudged through the wasteland, his canteen nearly empty, the last drops of water sloshing like ghosts in a hollow shell. His ship had crashed 2 days ago, another survey mission gone wrong, and every direction looked the same: endless sand, dead air and silence. He had just enough strength to curse his luck when something flickered in the distance. At first, he thought it was heat shimmer, but the shape moved, a small figure stumbling over the dunes. Daniel blinked, lifted his visor and frowned. It was a girl, no older than 15, barefoot, her skin pale with a faint lavender hue. Her hair, silver white and tangled, clung to her face, and her eyes, large and almost luminous like twin pools of moonlight, locked onto him with desperate hope. "Hey!" Daniel called out, his voice cracking. Are you okay?" The girl wobbled, swayed, and fell to her knees. Daniel ran, sand burning beneath his boots. When he reached her, she was gasping, her lips cracked and dry, her breathing shallow. She wasn't human. Her ears were slightly pointed, and faint bioluminescent lines glowed along her neck and arms like veins of light. "Water," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Please." Daniel's instincts kicked in. He pulled off his canteen, unscrewed it, and held it to her lips. She drank greedily, each sip making her glow faintly brighter. When she finally stopped, she looked up at him with tears glistening in her alien eyes. "Thank you," she said softly. "I can trade." He frowned. "Trade? Kid, you don't need to." But she reached into a small pouch tied around her waist and pulled out a necklace, a delicate silver chain with a pendant shaped like a teardrop of blue crystal. It pulsed faintly like it was alive. "It's my mother's," she said. "Please take it. I owe you water." Daniel stared at the gem. Something about it hummed in the air, resonating with a low frequency he could feel in his bones. "No," he said gently. "Keep it." "I'm not." But the girl's hand shot forward, pressing the necklace into his palm. "Please," she said, her voice cracking. "She told me, if I ever met a kind soul to give this, it would mean I'm safe." Daniel didn't understand, but he nodded, slipping the necklace into his pocket. "All right," he said. "You're safe. What's your name?" "Lyra," she whispered. "Okay, Lyra. Let's get you out of here." They walked for hours, guided by Daniel's handheld scanner, which pointed toward what remained of his ship's emergency beacon. The desert wind howled, and night fell fast. Lyra walked beside him silently, her feet leaving faint trails of glowing prints in the sand. When they stopped to rest beneath a rock ridge, Daniel finally asked, "Where are you from?" She looked at the stars. "Not far. My people live under the sand where the water hides. But I got lost when the storm came. I tried to find the surface again." He listened, intrigued. "You mean there's a city underground?" She nodded slowly. "A sanctuary. We call it Nirathi. But the paths change with the storms. I couldn't find my way back." Daniel's mind raced. If what she said was true, she was proof that an intelligent species lived beneath this planet's crust, a discovery worth entire lifetimes. But looking at her trembling hands and hollow eyes, he pushed the thought away. Right now she was just a scared kid. He handed her a ration bar. She sniffed it, then smiled faintly. "It smells like home," she murmured, and began nibbling at it like a cautious animal. As the cold night deepened, Daniel saw the glow from her veins fade to a soft, sleepy pulse. He took out the necklace again, watching its blue light flicker like a heartbeat. "What is this thing?" he asked. Lyra stirred. "It's called a memory stone. My mother's spirit lives in it. When I'm lost, it shows me the way." Daniel raised a brow. "Shows you the way. Only when the heart that carries it is pure," she whispered before drifting into sleep. Dawn, the storm came. It rose like a wall, sand roaring, sky turning to blood. Daniel shielded Lyra with his jacket and dragged her behind a rock outcrop. But the beacon signal was close, less than 2 kilometers. "We have to move," he shouted. She shook her head. "Too strong. You'll die." "So will you." Before he could argue further, she reached into his pocket, pulling out the necklace. She held it against her chest and closed her eyes. The gem began to glow brighter, so bright it lit the swirling storm around them. "Lyra, what are you?" Then he saw it. Through the storm, the sand began to part in a circular pattern, swirling like a whirlpool. Beneath them, a faint blue light glimmered, a hidden entrance descending into the ground. Lyra smiled weakly. "Nirathi," she whispered. "It heard me." Daniel helped her to her feet as they stumbled toward the opening. Warm, humid air rose from below, carrying the scent of water and life. But as they reached the edge, Lyra stopped. Her glow had dimmed again. "You go," she said. "What?" "Well, we both go." She shook her head sadly. "The stone's power is spent. It used my life to open the path." Daniel's chest tightened. "No, I'm not leaving you here." She smiled faintly. "You already gave me what I needed most, kindness." She pressed the necklace back into his palm, her hand trembling. "When you wear this, she will know you saved me." Before he could stop her, she stepped back into the storm, her form dissolving into the light. The sand swirled shut, and the desert fell silent once more. Days later, rescue drones found Daniel at the edge of the crater. He was weak but alive, clutching the necklace tightly in his hand. When the medics scanned the pendant, they found it emanated a faint energy signature, one not of this world. Daniel never spoke of what he saw beneath the storm. But every night, when the twin suns set and the desert turned to silver, the gem around his neck pulsed softly, as if remembering her. And sometimes, if he listened closely, he could almost hear her voice, whispering from beyond the dunes, "Thank you for the water." As Daniel stood at the mouth of the desert crater, the storm faded into a hushed twilight. The sands around him shimmered with faint traces of blue light, remnants of whatever force had opened the path to Nirathi. He stared down at the necklace in his palm. The crystal still pulsed, but weakly now, like a fading heartbeat. He whispered into the wind, "Lyra, I'm sorry." The desert gave no answer, only the slow sigh of shifting dunes. Then faintly he heard it. Soft hum. The gem brightened for a heartbeat, and in the shimmer of the light, Daniel thought he saw her. Standing in the distance, smiling, her silver hair glowing like the moons above. She lifted her hand in farewell before dissolving into dust and light. When rescue ships finally found him, Daniel said little. He told them about the crash, about the storm, but not about the girl who traded her mother's necklace for water. Some things, he decided, were too sacred to become data on a report. Back on the orbiting station weeks later, he often found himself staring at the blue gem. Its glow had steadied now, gentle and alive, almost like it breathed with him. And sometimes when he dreamed, he was back in that desert, standing by the hidden entrance, hearing the echoes of running water far below and the soft voice of a lost child whispering, "The kind always find their way home."